Getting a little bit higher. With every step I take, I'm getting good. Getting a little bit better. I'm climbing to the top. Never gonna stop. I'm getting good. Oh, shoot.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Oh Shoot. I'm your host, Cassidy Lynn, and I'm currently recording this in the morning. I think this is like one of the first sentences I have said all morning. So happy to be here with you guys. Happy Monday or whatever day you're listening to this. Today we're talking about social media secrets. I try not to like bombard you guys with social media episodes because, you know, it can get a little boring and it's like there's more to life than social media. However, it's been a minute. I think it's been since Preston Luke's episode that we've really talked about social media. And I've got some new things to talk to you guys about, some new ideas. And, you know, it's the summer. We've got a little bit of time maybe to mess around on social media, or maybe you guys are just scraping for things to be posting right now. Maybe your creativity is running dry because all your creativity is going into your work or something like that. So yeah, we're going to talk about socials today, and we're just going to see where this episode brings us. It's rare, but I actually don't have like any notes written down for the episode. We're just going off the dome today. We're just letting it fly. So let me give you guys a few life updates. Let's see where to begin. So something that me and Charlie have started to do recently, well, you guys heard like it was a couple episodes ago at this point where Charlie mentioned that he has a motorcycle. Okay. And it was actually over 4th of July weekend, which at this point was a little while ago, but it was like the actual 4th of July and we like didn't have any plans at all. And we were like, it was like a nice day. We were kind of bored. We were like, bro, what are we supposed to do all day? And I was like, well, you should take me on your motorcycle and drive me around. And he basically, that was my first time being on the motorcycle because he wanted to like practice a little bit and like get better at it before bringing me with him, which is understandable. I guess I am precious cargo, you know, it makes sense. So he brought us like around just like a lake. It was like it was literally 15 minutes. It was so quick. But we did that and I became obsessed. Like it was so fun. I don't even know how else to explain it to you guys. Like just an adrenaline rush, but also like it just feels so different because you're like driving at like a normal car pace, but it's almost like you're like a dog sticking its head out the window. I don't know. It was really fun. And like I have my own little helmet and all of this. So that was really fun. And then we have done a few other rides since then. We actually did like an hour ride the other day. We went all the way to like a beach town and brought Appa and we have like a little backpack for Appa. I don't know if you guys know this, but basically like when we went on our road trip, our very first year, we got this backpack for the dog because not everywhere allows dogs, but like if you bring a dog cross country, you can't necessarily leave your dog in the car or like in the hotel. Like sometimes you have to check out or sometimes you don't have a hotel at the moment. So we have this backpack for him. So we like put him in the backpack and then got these like goggles for him, literally goggles from Amazon. They look like they're straight off of like like a Y2K music video. They look like sunglasses. They're so funny. But we got them for him and it was so funny because when we were like riding with the dog, the amount of people that I could see in cars that would like match our pace so that they could take a picture of us was just so funny. Like it just was cracking me up. So yeah, that's one of my life updates is I'm a motorcycle queen now. I will say, do not get me confused because I have beef with motorcycles only because my helmet, I am not like really physically able to wear makeup with the helmet. Like if I'm putting that helmet on and off, my makeup is basically all completely gone on my cheeks. And that is no bueno. We don't love that when it comes to like riding a motorcycle to a function, like a family function, or I don't know, Charlie's like, oh, let's ride it to dinner. I'm like, you don't understand the sacrifices I make putting the helmet on. So that's been kind of my one thing that I'm not obsessed with. Also, like there was a point where we were riding and it got like really windy, and like not like the motorcycle didn't start shaking, but like I could see like Charlie was like swaying slightly, and it just made me like really nervous. So there's that. I'm in my Daredevil era, and yeah, it's kind of fun. Let's see what else. I actually just, if we're like, let's go back to photography for a minute. I just got like 2 kind of exciting pieces of gear that I just bought and that I'm going to start trying out. One is the Godox V1 Pro. So you guys know I'm obsessed with the Godox V1. It's a flash. But they came out with the Godox V1 Pro like earlier this year. I think literally in January 2024. And I got it. And let's look up some of the differences in it, because it's still like kind of confusing me, like what the difference is. I know that there's like a lot, like I think compared to like the power of the old one or something. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Here's an article about it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Don't you love when you like click on a website and there's a million pop-ups? Like, cool. Okay. So the Godox V1 Pro can now produce 100 full power consecutive flashes, allowing your creativity to run wild. A detachable fill flash. It features the revolutionary detachable fill flash, or the SU1 unit, which allows the single V1 Pro to serve as both a bounce flash and a fill flash simultaneously. Interesting. Okay, I don't fully understand that one. There's now a switch to go from TTL to manual on the V1 Pro. And there's an updated lithium ion rechargeable battery. So it looks like now this battery can be charged with a Type-C charging port, which gives you the option to shoot with a USB power bank. And the upgraded battery now offers 500 full power shots per charge. The V1 only offered 480 shots. Okay, that's only like 20 shots more. Okay. Yeah. So that's basically it. I am excited to try that flash out. I have a wedding this weekend that I'm going to try it for. So super excited. I'm always into like upgrading gear, trying new gear. I also got a new vlogging camera, which I had been using my Sony RX100 to vlog, but it's like, I love that camera for like travel photos and stuff, but I just feel like that specific camera, the RX100, is not like meant for vlogging. Like I had to like buy a cage for it and buy like a separate mic for it and all this. I got the Sony. Okay, I'm going to have to look this up again too. It's like cute and white. It's adorable. Let's see. What is it? The Sony ZV-1F. So it was around $500, and it's so cute and tiny, and it's white, and like there's a flip screen. I didn't really get any of like the accessories that came with it, because I have a vlogging stick and whatever. But I'm super excited to try it. I actually saw someone on TikTok that was like using it to film a TikTok video, and the quality was so good. And also one of my favorite vloggers, Monet McMichael, I think is her last name. But you guys probably know Monet. She's like so cute. She blew up like this year and last year, but she, I think, vlogs with this camera as well. So I'm going to try it. I'm probably going to film like a vlog next week and, just see how I like it. So let's get into some of my social media strategies. I woke up with like allergies today. Actually, like one of my eyes is literally puffy right now. So, if I'm sniffling a little bit, this is just part of Cassidy in the morning. And actually, I've been feeling a little yappy lately. Like I just feel like I could chat for hours. And I have self-proclaimed a nickname for myself which is Yapity. It's either Yapity or Yap City. I haven't quite decided which one I like better. I think I like Yapity, but today you guys are getting Yapity. It's going. I'm never stopping. And I will say, this is like so off topic, but I had a shoot last night and I'm like on Alani Nutrition's like PR list. So they sent me these like little like dissolvable packets to go in like a water bottle, and it's like an energy drink kind of, had like 200 milligrams of caffeine. And I put one in my water bottle before the shoot at like 7:30 is when I started drinking this. And I probably stopped drinking it around 8. Yeah. And I was Yapity. I could not be stopped. And then I got back from the shoot. I was wired, right? I'm like ready to go. It's like 9 p.m. I'm like, let's make dinner. Let's watch a show. Like, I'm going to clean my whole house. And I like am laying in bed at night. It's like 11:45, almost midnight. And I cannot fall asleep. And I know this about myself. Like, I have a hard time falling asleep with caffeine, also with sugar too close to bedtime, which sounds like I'm a literal toddler, but like it just is what it is. So yeah, I will not be participating in energy drinks or anything because my body quite literally cannot handle it. Anywho, let's get into my social media secrets. So one of the main big things that I want to talk to you guys about, and I don't know, I think I talked about this on my episode with Alex Blake, the Organization 101 episode, which if you haven't listened to that, go listen. So when it comes to social media, one of my favorite things I've been doing lately, specifically for Instagram, is scheduling things. And I know it's like, okay, Cassidy, this is not new news. Like, you've been able to schedule things for a while, but I'm scheduling things within the Instagram app, which was not always a feature that was available to me. It actually just became available to me, I would say, a month or two ago. So I'm still learning how it works. But what I actually did this week was I sat down on Monday and I gave myself an hour to plan out all of my posts for the week. Now I had like, I would say 7 reels ready to go, just like original audios or things that like could, like another audio could be placed over like a trending one. So I had all my videos ready to go, and then I have been just shooting a lot and I haven't been posting it. So I sat down and was like, okay, what do I want to post this week? I want to do a reel every single day. And then I did, I think 2 feed posts this week. And then the week before I did 2 as well. And basically I was just scheduling my stuff within like an hour or so. And that in and of itself changed the game for me. Absolutely crazy. Like, I just got on my phone yesterday around like 1 p.m. and I was like, oh my gosh, posts just like went through. Like, I just posted and I didn't even realize that I did that because I had it scheduled. So it's right within the app. I have been going, and you go to advanced settings. So like whenever you go to make a post, you get the post already, whatever, like a feed post, go to advanced settings and it'll say schedule this post at the top. You're not allowed to share to Facebook when you schedule a post, but that's totally okay with me because my stuff doesn't always get the best traction on Facebook anyway. And I'm actually able to do this with Reels too, which is game changing. Like, it just takes like the amount of stress that I would feel at like 11 a.m. on a Thursday, knowing, okay, I need to post within the hour because this is like my best time to post, but like, what am I going to post? And you have to scramble, find the video, whatever. Like, this is just so helpful to have it all out of the way. As you guys know, I'm kind of anti-batching though, because I think if you batch too far in advance, the videos become less relevant. So I think there's a good flow with it. I think feed posts, you definitely can batch and schedule far in advance, but reels, you have to be careful. I'm scheduling my reels either in chunks of 3 or like this past week I was able to do all 5, but that's because they were all like original audios. It was videos I had already made for like Amazon. So I was able to very easily just bring those over to Instagram. And the only thing is when I'm doing this, then I have to go and make sure things get posted over on TikTok. So with TikTok, for me, time doesn't matter all that much. So if I notice, oh, my reel got posted for the day, I'm just going to go over to TikTok real quick and pull up that reel. And so like when I'm scheduling my posts, I do bring that reel that the reel that I am scheduling for that day. Like all those reels are also going into my drafts on TikTok. So it's really easy for me to locate that reel that just got posted, and I'm able to just like post it really quickly. So that's something that has really helped me with my workflow. I do remember seeing like a little pop-up notification on Instagram for scheduling stories, which I thought was interesting. I have not messed around with that, and low-key I'm kind of scared too, because my stories are so like what I'm doing during the day that I would be a little terrified to like like schedule stories out. I don't know. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how I feel about that one, but yeah, scheduling has been so helpful for me. Something else that I have learned, which was very interesting. I posted a video. This is the only time I've ever done this. One time I posted a video on a Saturday night at midnight on TikTok. And I never in my life have I thought like, oh, that is a good strategy. I just like had a video made and ready to go. And I was like, okay, like I'm just going to post it now and see what happens. I actually went into my analytics on TikTok and found that most of my followers are most active from like midnight to 3 a.m., which go to bed, guys. Go to bed. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to post it. And I posted it and I went to bed. And the next morning I woke up and it had like 50,000 views. For TikTok, for me, that's a lot. Like my videos average probably 10K views. So for me, I was like, oh, good to know. Like people are awake, people are alive at midnight, and people are active. So that was something else that I thought was really interesting to make a note of. Just be aware of your posting times. Sometimes trying something new and something totally outrageous might actually be the solution.
The only thing worse than taking too many photos while you're shooting is getting home and then having to edit all of them. Here are some ways to speed up your editing workflow without losing any quality in your work. Today, I want to introduce Aftershoot Edits 2.0. You can experience the most consistent edits straight out of Aftershoot. One of my favorite things about Aftershoot is their upgraded white balance and exposure AI models. Even if your lighting varies during your session and you have a lot of drastic changes, Aftershoot's able to instantly fix any blown out highlights, murky shadows, and overall, this feature allows you to have balanced photos no matter what your lighting conditions were. Another way to speed up your editing workflow is by using AI masking in Aftershoot Edits 2.0. This feature allows you to selectively edit your images through masking. With AI masking, Aftershoot can automatically select your subjects and adjust them to really make them pop in your image. Another great way to save time while you're editing is to use Aftershoot's advanced cropping and straightening. This tool allows you to customize and select any aspect ratio, and it even automatically crops in your photos so that the focus is more on your subject. It also can automatically straighten your photo, which is going to save you so much time in the long run. Say goodbye to spending way too much time editing your photos and use Aftershoot Edits 2.0. Aftershoot has an exclusive offer for all Oh Shoot listeners, so go to the link in the description of this episode to find out more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and now back to the show.
One of my favorite things to do is to observe other creators. And I'm not observing to like copy, but what I am doing is I'm noticing strategies of people who are blowing up. So this can be done in a lot of different ways, but honestly, just notice and be an active user, let's say on Reels. Notice who is popping up a lot for me. Who am I seeing a lot of their stuff? And like, not just like your, like on your like main feed, but who do you see a lot of on like an explore feed as well? For me, there's like one specific guy who always pops up and he's always doing like Lightroom presets and stuff. And I just think it's interesting. So I'm going to go and look and see, okay, what is the layout of the videos that he's posting? Like, is he doing the same hook every time? Is it the same topic every time? These are important things to note. And when I'm it's almost like you're doing research, and then I'm making notes for myself. So for example, I noticed that someone uses like the same type of text intro on every single video. And because of that, truly, I believe that sets the tone for like, here's the topic of this video, and I'm going to give you the topic in an interesting visual way. And I think because of that, a lot of this person's videos get a lot of views. And this person, I can literally tell you who it is. It's literally Preston Luke. I was mentioning him. Like I had him on the podcast a little bit ago, but I love to see what he's doing in his videos and what videos go really big, because those are things that I'm noticing, and I'm then trying to apply similar concepts to my videos. So for example, he always does like these, he does like a text intro for the beginning of all the videos, but he'll do like 6 poses, like it'll pop up really big, 6 poses. And then like half of a second later, it'll be like to try. And then a couple seconds later, it'll be like for seniors. Okay. So it'll be like staggered, these words popping up. So visually it's interesting, but he also makes sure that he does a cut within the first like couple of seconds. I would say within the first like 2 seconds of the video, there's always a cut, which is going to make it visually interesting for the viewer as well. And stuff like that, that's a hook, right? And that in and of itself is going to get people interested in the video and keep people's attention. So that's something that I have noticed, and something that I just start doing is looking, seeing what does well, what piques people's interest on other people's videos and my own videos. And from there, how can I adapt those into my own niche? It doesn't even have to be within photography. It can be within any niche. How can I adapt that within my niche to see if that also works for me and my audience? Something else that I definitely have talked about before, but I think is even more prevalent now, is creating a series. And it's so funny because this has been like, I have been doing this for so long and it just continues to work. Like it is one of those strategies that is not going anywhere. For example, my photo critique series, sometimes I'll do confessions on my story. Sometimes I'll do hot takes on my story, literally all sorts of stuff. And these are the things that people really find interesting. Just knowing that they know what to expect from you. They know that they can get, on a specific day, or like, I don't know, like every couple of weeks, you're going to go back to a series that you started. So let me give you guys a couple examples. One would be Kylie Keich. I don't know exactly how to say her last name, but she actually is a photographer, started as a photographer, then started doing kind of self-portraits of herself, and then transitioned into this role of like DIY, like makeovering things in her house. And she kind of has taken on this role of just like a lifestyle influencer at this point, because she created a series, and her series literally was like, welcome to day 1 of me redoing my bathroom. Welcome to day 1 of me redoing my hallway. And, she would do that same intro for all of these videos. And then the next video would be like, welcome to day 2. And always at the end of the day 1 video, she would do a little like sneak peek and a little teaser of what the next day was going to bring. So if, let's say she was redoing her bathroom, she would show like replacing the vanity in day 1. And then she'd be like, make sure to come back for day 2, because we're going to be repainting and I'm going to become an electrician. And, she shows like little teasers of that, but then she kind of hides certain things. That is such a good strategy, because number one, it's like a little bit of a TV show almost. Like you're giving them an intro by being like, welcome to day 1. So you're telling them there's going to be more videos. Or if it's day 2, you're telling them there actually was a video before this if you missed it. So it helps you get views. It helps people coming back. It helps you get follows as well, because people are going to follow you if they know that like you're going to continue to give them more of this series. Another example, I would say it's a series, would be Alex Earl, who blew up on TikTok, I would say last year, really, like she just really blew up. And her series was the Get Ready With Me series. She kind of took a Get Ready With Me video and turned it into her own type of series where she was basically known for Get Ready With Me videos. So this little series, her Get Ready With Me series, it kind of just became, that's what she would do, would be Get Ready With Me. She would do a Get Ready With Me, and like with her makeup, she would do a Get Ready With Me with her hair or like her outfit. I think it was her outfit actually. And then she'd usually do one video of like whatever event she went to or whatever she was getting ready for. She would do like a video there as well. So she would basically do 3 videos in one day. And a little bit of a side note on this whole thing, a lot of these big creators that you see that you feel like one day just blow up, like Alex Earl, Monet McMichael, like these people that just blow up one day and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like they just came out of nowhere. They were doing that so consistently for so long. Like you have no idea. And I think it's common to just believe that people do just blow up overnight and people just get lucky. But Alex Earl grew slowly at first. She would, jump up, 25K every once in a while. If like a video went viral, she, was in like, she was at like 200K for a little bit and then 300K. And then she jumped all the way up to like 1 million like overnight because of like one of her videos going viral. But then like it was like slow. So remember that consistency in all of this is so key. Like for me personally, if we're talking about my social media, it was a slow growth for me. I really cannot remember one specific video or piece of content that jumped me a bunch of followers. Truly, like it has just been a really, really slow growth. The only thing I can think of is maybe like the giveaway I did with Aftershoot earlier this year. I think I gained like maybe 15,000 followers from that or something like that on Instagram. So yeah, that's just a little side note. That consistency is like so key in all of this. Okay, so let's circle back to some other fun strategies that we can talk about. So something that I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about is more the like planning side of it, because I think a lot of you guys have really good ideas and you're creative, you know what you want to do, but it's more so like the actual execution of it all and making sure you actually do it and having a plan. So for me, this is something that I have been doing as of like the last couple of weeks. I've been feeling very, honestly, a little bit overwhelmed. And it's not even that I have a lot of like work going on. I actually don't have like any like brand projects or anything right now. I just have like weddings and shoots, and that's basically it. So I've been feeling like this, like I have so many ideas, but I don't even know where to start. So I have a paper planner, like a paper scheduler, and on Monday or Sunday of every single week this week, I've been sitting down and writing what I want to do. So what are my priorities? What are the tasks I need to get done? And then I will go in and schedule when I'm going to do that. And one of the things that I will schedule is 2 hours for me to film and then about an hour for me to schedule all of it. Like I mentioned earlier, my scheduling thing has been a big thing. So when I actually have like 3 different phases of content creation, which sounds overwhelming, but I promise you it's not. One is just social media planning. Like I'm sitting down, writing out concepts, figuring out, okay, what videos do I want to do this week? The second stage would then be filming it all, executing it all, getting it all filmed and ready to go. Even like editing is a part of that. And then the third step is actually going in and scheduling all these videos. Once they're all, clipped up and ready to go, then I'm going to sit down and schedule videos along with my posts, like my static posts for the week. So it's kind of a 3-phase thing. What I do first is I schedule myself about an hour of social media planning every week. And typically this is going to be one of the first things I'm doing on a Monday is sitting down and being like, okay, for the next 3 days or even like the next week, I need to figure out what am I going to post this week. Most of the time my audios are, they're going to be a little bit more timeless. They're not going to be trending audios, which makes me able to film them a week in advance. If there is a trending audio or something, I'm going to make sure I'm trying to use that ASAP. So on Monday, I'm writing out all the content. On Monday as well, maybe I'm also filming it all. So that might be part of my Monday is filming it all, maybe filming half of them. Maybe the next day I film the other half or whatever. So sitting down and writing down all of my ideas is so key. And I keep a running note in my phone of social media ideas. Whenever a funny concept or whenever something pops into my head, a good video idea, I write it down right away. Because you'll forget about it. I forget about tons of video ideas because it's just like, if you don't write it down, like you're just hoping that your brain remembers it. Like that's so tough. So I will keep a running list on my phone, go through, film everything, and then I'll go in and schedule. So for me, the paper planner has been so helpful because I'm able to sit down at the beginning of every workday and say, okay, I've got a session tonight, but what else am I doing with my day? What else do I have to get done for the week? And this week I actually scheduled to batch a bunch of podcast episodes, which I don't normally do because I like my episodes to be current and, up to date with my life and whatnot. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. It's the summer. I want a little bit more free time. So I scheduled myself like 5 to 6 hours. It was like a full work day of me just filming podcast episodes. And it actually went well. I think that having a batch mindset sometimes is helpful because I'm able to kind of turn my brain in one direction and just leave it there for a little bit and not like bounce all over the place. So that's just something that's really helped me is like planning out my week. So planning out the content. Like I said, if there's trends or anything you notice, those are great videos to do on the fly. Usually a trend video isn't going to take you more than an hour at the most. Like usually, I want you guys to know when I'm filming videos, it takes me, I would say 15 minutes per video to film maximum. If it's a trending video and it's like easy, it's taking me 5 minutes. Remember, the best content is not content that's like overthought or over filmed or perfect. The best content sometimes is just the imperfect stuff. So you really want to make sure that you are keeping trends current. So something else that has been really good for my overall social media presence is recycling content, which if you are not recycling content, God bless you. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how anyone does it. And this is a big reason why I don't love using trending sounds for my content because it's not always trending on other platforms. So if you use an audio that's trending on Instagram, if you're able to switch it to an audio that's trending on TikTok, that's great. But sometimes if you're like lip syncing and stuff like that, it just doesn't translate over well to another platform. So I really like to stick to original audios if possible, or put a trending like background audio that can be switched out, so basically my videos are filmed on my camera roll. I edit them in CapCut and then I don't like put audio on them in CapCut. And then when I bring my videos into Instagram and into TikTok, I'm going in and using the in-app text features and the in-app music features so that each video is kind of tailored for that specific social media platform. So recycling content is huge. And this is actually something that I don't even do personally. This is something that I have given as a task to my virtual assistant. She basically takes my TikToks. She'll download them from the TikTok app, so I don't even have to send them to her. And she posts them over on YouTube Shorts for me. And then she also puts them on Pinterest. Now, what is so crazy about this is the fact that on my YouTube channel, my long form videos are not getting a ton of views. It's not like I'm getting like 20,000 views per long form video. It's just not. It's not happening. My videos that are getting a lot of views are my shorts. And guess who puts effort into that? It's my virtual assistant. It's not even me. And she just takes content I've already made and posts it over there. And I promise you, my YouTube subscriber count it's at around 25K right now. When I started having her do that, I was at maybe 5K on YouTube. So she has grown me single-handedly. I give her all the credit, around 20,000 subscribers because of the fact that she's just recycling my content over there. It's an untapped platform. If you find yourself actually making content that could perform well on YouTube, you might as well just try it. You might as well just pop it over there. It's so easy to just like add it into your workflow, and Pinterest as well. This is something that I 100%, I don't really touch my Pinterest. I don't really upload anything to Pinterest. She does it all. And what's so nice about that is potential clients are on Pinterest. Like that's where couples go right after they get engaged. That's where seniors are going to look up senior photo inspo. So the more you can post on there, the better. And if you're able to recycle your content, that's honestly top tier. So let's chat real quick about like different types of content that I want you guys to be utilizing this summer. So really, really easy one is going to be behind the scenes content. What's fun about this is you can chop it up to be super educational and engaging, and these videos perform so well. Seeing the behind the scenes of how someone talks to their clients, how someone poses, it's valuable to so many audiences. It's valuable to people looking for a photographer, people that struggle with posing themselves. It's helpful for photographers because they're able to see how you interact with people. It's helpful for, honestly, it's just interesting content in general. Like anyone, even if they're not a photographer, not getting engaged, like anyone might find that interesting because it's just so like, it's an interesting process. Seeing someone take photos of something and having it turn out and look different than how it looks from an iPhone camera is interesting. And seeing how one person's creative eye can completely alter how something is captured is so visually appealing. With that being said, behind the scenes content is so key right now. So I want you guys to mic yourselves up, set up a tripod, hire someone to come record you, make your boyfriend come along with you, force them to record you for 20 minutes. You can also get the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, which allow you to record short little pieces of your session. So those are all great things that are going to help you have content. And what's nice about this is if you find like, oh, I need a batch for 2 weeks because I'm going on vacation, what you can do is you can take a 30-minute video from a session and you can chop that up into 10 separate videos. There are so many things you can do with that content. It is insane. You can do just literally 10 poses. You can go through and show 10 poses. You can do 10 poses and then show the results. That's another thing. Withholding the results is great for getting comments. And it's great because if you are able to, let's say, post a really engaging posing video and it gets good traction, but you don't show the results, you can post the results that same evening. And what that does is it not only helps you get good engagement on that one video because you're not showing the results, people are commenting, I want to see the results. Then later that night, you post the results and that post is going to get way more engagement because it's almost like you're directing someone from a video to your feed post. So if the video does well, your feed post is also going to do well because people just want to see how the whole thing turned out. And if someone is going out of their way to then look at a feed post, oh, they're already on your feed. Oh, they're probably going to hit the follow button. So that's a really interesting strategy as well, withholding the results, posting the results within a timely manner of when a video goes live. If we're talking about TikTok for a second, TikTok loves photos. And I don't know if you guys have been feeling like this, but I kind of like photos on TikTok as well. It's like, it's so fun because it's almost like you can do these photo dumps, but you can add like visual captions to it. It's different and it's taken a different role. And personally, I think that TikTok is trying to mimic Instagram in this way where they're pushing more photo posts. And what you'll find is, as a photographer, we need to create short form video content, but taking the feed posts that you make on Instagram, let's say you're doing 2 feed posts a week, take those exact photos, that exact feed post, and put it on TikTok. Like, that is just an easy, quick repurposing content, but it's going to do well. Okay. It's a great way to show off your work and maybe add some context to it. People love to like see the photos, but also see a little caption kind of explaining maybe what the pose was or what your settings were or whatever. You can really make it interesting and make each slide super, appealing to your audience. And another thing I've noticed on TikTok is they actually created a new tab. Let me go in and look to see what it's called. Oh, okay. Not my phone being so loud. Okay. It's called the Explore tab. So right now on TikTok, we've got the For You page. We've got the Shop page, which I hate that. The Following page, which the Following tab is basically anyone that you follow, seeing only their videos. And then we've got the Explore tab. And it's actually like, it's a full grid almost. It looks very similar to Pinterest, actually, where like we've got around 4 or 5 posts per page and they're kind of staggered a little bit and it's all photos. So these are basically all things based on things that I've liked in the past. So like right now I'm watching Love Island. So it's basically all like Love Island stuff. But what's funny is I just think that if you just post a photo, the photo has a high chance of showing up on this Explore page, which is a great way to get discovered by other people, like people that don't follow you. So it's very interesting. I do think that TikTok is kind of coming for Instagram in this way, but I think they're kind of making it their own thing, which is exciting. And I like it. I really do. So yeah, posting your photos over on TikTok, repurposing, that's what we're doing here. We're repurposing. Something that I just wanted to talk about real quick to kind of wrap up the episode. I have seen people do social media really well. And then I've seen people who get a little bit of traction on their page, do well for a little bit, and then they don't refine their content and they start to do very poorly on social media. It's almost like a flip of the switch. It's like you were doing so well, you had a couple videos go viral, and now it's like the opposite. Now you're struggling to get views and likes because you're not refining your content. So I just want to maybe issue a little bit of a warning to you guys. And I've noticed that specifically it's with people who try to completely shift a niche almost, or people who, are claiming to be like, let's say a social media tip and a social media guru, but then like they post 5 videos in a row about their cat or 5 videos in a row about, I don't know, what clothes they got from Zara, which that's fine to do occasionally for like one video, but remember the reason people are following you. And I think you can get to a point, if people follow you for long enough, they care about your life, period. They just care about what you're doing. They couldn't care less if you're giving photography tips or if you are giving wedding tips or whatever, or like if you're just showing really pretty photos. There comes a point where if you build that audience up for long enough, you can transition into showing more of personal things and more of your life. But I've noticed that when people flip the switch, sometimes it doesn't do great and you lose a lot of engagement and views and followers because it's like, I followed you because you posted a good posing video, and now you're trying to get me to buy like this supplement, or you're trying to, I don't even know, you're trying to sell me on your Amazon storefront of like a pair of flip-flops. Like, I followed you for the posing tips. So you want to make sure that your audience isn't being catfished. And those weren't specific examples of like specific people. I literally was just like, these are just random things. I'm trying to think, what would someone sell to you? Also like hair care or something. You know what I mean? Like going from like losing that groundwork of, okay, why are people here in the first place? Like I said, you can get to a point where you feed your audience enough and you give them enough, you give to your audience to where, okay, now you can shift things up a little bit. You can have fun with it. You can post that Zara haul, or you can, do whatever. You can post the pair of flip-flops, but it's going to take time, and it's going to take building trust. And honestly, building that people care. It's hard. Like, honestly, think about the people that you follow. If I followed someone because they had a great Amazon storefront, and then all of a sudden they're yelling at me for not working out enough, it's like, whoa, I followed you because I liked your fashion. I didn't follow you because I wanted to get a 6-pack. You know what I mean? So just be careful. Make sure you're not, I don't know, like losing that in your audience, because that's so huge. Okay. That's all I have to say. I hope you guys like this episode. I love sharing my little tips and tricks with you guys. As you guys know, I love social media, so it's so fun. Speaking of social media, make sure you go and follow the Oh Shoot Podcast Instagram page, and just follow me in general if you don't, at Cassidy Lynn Photo. I'll see you next week for another episode. Have a great rest of your Monday.